Hello, Rebel GMAN 3B. This is your week 3 recap. I am Rob Top, and I'm here with the ever so happy Matt Cavillion. Hello, mate.
Hello!
You're happy because you got your first win of the season, is that right?
I did. I got my first win of this season in ReBBL. Yes, sometimes it's good when your opponents roll ones. What can I say? And but we're not.
I got my first point, so I'm happy about that.
So yes, it's good. But I'll tell you what, who else has had a good match, a good week? Lots of people this week in 3B, and we should probably get over to start talking about them. I believe you are up first.
Are you going to do your average thing?
Oh, yes, of course. Yes,
yeah.
The average TV, I was going to click up. Yeah, the average TV is 1748, up from 1724 last week. And, yeah, it gradually getting more skills as the season progresses. That's what you might expect. Yeah, we've got the previous week's
last
results.
Week's table, yeah.
Last week's table here, before we move on to this week's results. So yeah, first up, I believe it was the Coney Warriors versus Aldorf. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so we got the Warriors on 1480, and we've got the Kislev on 1420 with a loner, so roughly the same TV. And there's no inducements, so let's have a look.
Okay, here we go.
So as you see, the Chaos are kicking to the Kislev, and a little bit of misfortune coming up.
Oop.
That's
over the back. Oh, and fails. Was that a... Oh, that's
snakes.
Snakes.
And yeah, they just had to hand it off to this guy, and he was gone. So yeah, really unlucky there. Oh, sorry, did you see the scatter just then? The ball went out and scattered to the only Chaos Beastman in their area.
Oh no!
And he just caught it and scored.
And then the skull. The skull re-rolled into a stumbles.
I like this push.
It's good. Have they moved up to block it off there as well around the back? It looks like that's nice.
Yeah. It's not really nice play actually.
A lot of ball off the pitch this match.
This bit here, I was expecting the guy to just dodge around and pick it up, which he didn't. So I was counting the squares there, and he could have actually got round and picked it up and done a go for it. But the way he did it sort of worked out better. So he manages to get himself in a little bit of trouble, but he manages to.
Well, he was a blodge piece, right? So that's always useful to have when you're potatoing, right? Oh no!
Oh. But he just picks it up and scores.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
Oh no! You swerved me. You swerved me there.
So second half. So it's 1-0 to the Chaos on their drive. So it looks like it's going to be a comfortable win. But those Kislev are sneaky gits, aren't they?
They are.
And he manages to get some. Oh, I've shown this bit here because how to get the ball off him. You know, you've got 8 men on the pitch. They're caged up. It's just super hard. And in the end, he just gave up. And the reason it's not 2-0 is because he tries handing it off to the guy who wants to get the SPP.
And then
he failed to catch, and then fails to pick up.
Oh, that's a 1 in 81, right? Oh, that is rough.
Yeah, a little bit. But it's still a good win for them. I know Coach Cool is feeling a little bit low about his team, but that's Kislev, isn't it? They're not the easiest teams to use. I've struggled with them. All my players always die when I use them. But just stick in there, you know. I lost my first 2 games last season and ended up getting into the Challengers Cup. So all is not lost. It's a long season.
Yeah, we're still very early here. It's still a lot of matches to go, and anything can happen in Blood Bowl as those voice lines are so insistent on telling us. So
for Altdorf, excuse me. For Altdorf, Romeo rolled a double 6, but he didn't take strength.
Oh,
it's Yeah, it's his first level up in 44 games. I know. One of his original guys. And he took guard because he reckons he's desperate for guard on the team. So
Well, yeah, that is true. I mean, that's always you've got one here, but you really do need more pieces than that, especially when there's a lot of high strength opponents you might be getting up against.
and leaping into cages with guard is really helpful, isn't it?
Yes. Well, leaping of strength 4 means you don't need the guard. That is the counterpoint.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, he's
No
laid out
block
his
on him.
decision-making process, so it's always good to see what.
I like it. I like leaping in with guard, and then he's got his ball sacker there, strip ball tackle.
Sure, that's a fair point.
Afterwards.
That's a fair counter argument. We did have a level up Rhino on the Warriors of Coney Island.
Yeah, I don't know what he took.
Okay.
I would have thought block. Did he have block or not?
I don't think he's taken the level up yet.
Okay.
So we will see. But I think that would be a fair block. Block seems sensible.
You need to scroll up a little bit. Our characters are in the way.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I don't think.
Yeah, I'm zoomed in slightly weirdly. But there we go. Yeah, Rhinos. You let me know. Cool. So next up was a match that I had a chance to watch, and it was the Tasty Tunes versus ReBBL Supremacy. This was 1660 for the Tunes and 1750 for the Supremacy. The Tunes taking 2 babes and having +1 fame moving into the match. So here we go. As you can see, making use of the kicker. And Weather staying nice all day, landing right on top of that Skaven there. And in terms of opening gambits, as it were, the ball landing right on you and then immediately using your piling on to get an injury, well, there's worse starts you could have. The Skaven here were making a late push. They were in their own half quite a bit at the sidelines, but then a spicy leaping surf here, KOing him and then kicking him into the crowd, or maybe it's the crowd that doesn't knock out. I don't know which way around that goes. But this kind of forces the Skaven to fall back a little bit. They've been kind of stymied there at that point, as you can see, falling way back to try and make a passing play at the end. But those elves have a lot of range and can get all the way there for a 2 dice, knocking the ball away from the 3-armed Skaven, but not making a catch.
Looks like they can score the next turn, though.
Yeah, well, Skaven, the Horned Blitzer is very useful and can go down solo. Doesn't need that support, as we were discussing before. And getting a KO on Hurricane really does help them down there. Is able to pick up the ball, but we get a fumble to get it down there. It's just not what you need to do. We're able to recover.
The defence on the High Elves, really.
Yeah, once again they're down in players. I think. They're certainly used to not having a full roster of people. Whether or not Skaven are also in a similar situation, I can't recall. But just able to get through and dance and pass it off. Now some KO recoveries at half time. 11 Skaven versus 9 Elves. And yeah, you can see that unfortunate blitzing through, moving around the back.
They're not putting any pressure on the ball carrier. It's turn 13 and nobody's back there.
It's passing through. This is where they're making their initial forays into it, and we do get an attempt to suck on the ball from this position. Makes it through all the way around. Horns once again making very good use of that mutation on this blitzer here, doing a lot of the work, pushing through and freeing that ball up again, and just sitting there to help with the pick. But there was some elven recovery they were able to get through. You see our 2-headed blitz happening here. Go for the reroll and getting the POW right when it mattered. Just stop that elven drive. But even if you've recovered it, the one nicely placed piece of guard, and once again, as we were discussing before, we're seeing it in action here, can get you a very nice play as the ball is freed. And you might think there's a massive Skaven, but this is some nice discipline there, just covering the ball just in case this doesn't go right as well. Getting around the back of the cage. And dodge out. and you've got to go for it all the way home for a 2-0 victory there. Yeah, this was an exciting match to watch. We've in terms,
they're hard to beat those high elves, aren't they? They've got a really good team there. So
yeah, and you saw it wasn't for want of trying as well. Like this was a couple of teams. The 2-0, it was spirited on both sides. We saw a lot of good stuff there. No perms for the tasty tunes, which is what they're going to be interested in. One missing neck. Well, actually, no, it's on a loner, so that doesn't even matter there. So good to see getting through relatively unscathed for a good sporting game of Blood Bowl. And we did get one level up on Titan, as we can see here at the bottom. Who is the kicker, and they took block. Okay. So next up is a match you got a chance to watch, I believe.
Yeah, Umvelt versus a Grimtail. 1600 Zons versus 2280 Nurgle. So the Zons had a lot. They had Roxana, a wizard, an Apo, and a bribe. Let's see how they got on.
All right.
So I watched the Grimtail the week before where that Beast of Nurgle just tied everyone up. And I don't think he was going to get away with doing it again this week. So we have the Zons kicking ass straight away. That's their killer. Badly hurt. Will he regen? He does. The fireball is a treat, isn't it?
Yeah,
one person. Yeah. And can they recover the ball? Can they get the ball carrier down?
Ooh, that's a 2+ leap I'm seeing there as well. You should be able to get through. And the POW, the one dice, critical.
Nice. Yeah, a bit of an unfortunate bounce. So instead of getting the ball, just go and foul someone.
Bam.
I like it.
Did the job as well.
Got the bribe. Yeah, got the bribe. So, and another person don't want to see on the pitch, and he's off. That was a great foul. And uphill.
That's a spicy uphill.
And piles on as well.
Gets the wow!
Boom!
That is
does regen work?
Does regen work? It does. That's Nuffle was smiling on you for that block. That was critical.
Nurgle, they're really giving it to him.
Yeah, Nurgle would not have wanted to see that. Oh, Rotter's coming through. Oh, and the snakes.
So, have a chance on the ball. There's only a one dice.
And out of rerolls. Oh, and injured. That's the advantage of getting it on the bloater there. Doing the pass in a tackle zone. This is it's have to
turn 8.
Yeah, desperation play and just not enough.
So good defense from the Zons there.
Yeah.
Oof. Second half, thrown the rock.
It's only a stun though, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, slipping. It's rain as well, right?
It is raining, yeah. That doesn't affect slipping on the ground, really.
No. Oh, that's true. Yeah. Okay, I'm confused.
Yeah. So Roxana doing her stuff, double sculling.
Oh no!
I know that feeling very well. But the ball's out.
You might have even been tempted to risk the loner there, but I might. But then again, I'm not very good at Blood Bowl. But
so more go for it. It's more failed.
Speaking of not being good at Blood Bowl, we have this player here who is fooling with snakes. Oh, and there's another skull. Oh, but into a push.
This is blitzing your way out of a sideline cage. The sideline push.
Yeah.
But it's so hard to get through this Nurgle team.
Yeah.
It really was a struggle. Look, the Beast is tying up 3 players on the line there. And before you know it, the Nurgle get the ball and manage to score and the Zons drive. So, unfortunately, in a nutshell, that Beast just needs to die, basically. It really is taking over all the games. The Zons didn't stand a chance, really. All that strength and guard, and it was just a really uphill struggle for them. Even with Roxana, even with the Wizard, the Wizard weren't great. And the fouling paid off a bit, but they got a deep bench as well. It's hard to. It's just a hard game for them. And yeah, I've watched a couple of games of the Nurgle now, and I'll be surprised if they're not in top 3 at the end of the season.
That sounds like it is a very valid observation. Certainly that powerful beast. Strength.
No level ups, I don't think.
No level ups for anyone. Any perms? So. We've got Francia Marquez missing the next match. Likewise for Cinderella the Pestigore. Well, that's a killer that's not there. That's going to be potentially interesting for their next opponents. Speaking of people who are next up we have our friends Trusting Gob, the Goblin team, versus Hatrix, the Chaos Dwarves. 1480 for the Gobos and 1610 for Hatrix. Not actually as much of a difference as you'd really want as Goblins, but with their ability to take cheap bribes and with the Nuffle Altar, they were able to take 2 bribes, Bomber Dribble Snot and Fungus the Loon. So let's take a look at how that match worked out. As you can see, Hobgoblin starting with the kick, and some brilliant coaching to get us off. Deep kick there. As we see here, just a Bull Centaur is getting off with there. The Pogoer, the principal ball carrier for the Goblins most of the time, was doing a lot of the similar role in this match. Completely caged in, as you can see by the Chaos Dwarves, but there you go, bouncing all the way out. So, like, that's a lot of dodges. That is a lot of dodges to get out of there, bouncing, and you think he's free as he goes forward. But Bull Centaur was able to get out, and when you're looking at that many dice, a POW is not surprising as that ball is then freed up.
That's not an armor break, though.
No. They all get tackle zones on the ball, and the Chaos Dwarfs were able to recover it from that position, going for a slow drive back the other way with that mobile just garrison of Chaos Dwarfs just walking in unison there, and with that handoff, a bit of elf-like play for the Chaos Dwarfs to break the drive and go on and up. Now just look, this is unfortunate. We get some recoveries, but you can see by the state of the box there that the Goblins are in a lot of trouble, and what we see here is a pass off to the bang, straight through to the end. I breezed through that. My apologies there in terms of the things, but what we ended up seeing was just a slow drive down from the Chaos Dwarves. You saw on the sidelines there the amount of damage that was getting dealt, and just a slow push down, locking them out, and a 2-0 victory for the Chaos Dwarves. Now.
Yeah, the Mighty Blow tackle shouldn't be allowed against stunty teams. It should be taken away from just when they play stunties.
Yeah, apologies for breezing through the last half, but it was very like, yep, the Chaos Dwarves have got the ball and they've got the ball. The Goblin teams, in terms of level ups, did not get anything. We just saw one death for Cultist 6. It was a couple of advancements there, actually. That's mildly irritating. A few level ups for the Chaos Dwarfs, though. Hatrix, Mad Max 2. What do you think was for the second skill here?
Probably break tackle.
Well, it was a double.
What did you take on a double? Leap.
Oh, you've been on a certain Facebook page, my friend. No, went for dodge for the Blodge Bull. I think that's sensible. I mean, when that break tackle comes in, that's going to be extremely useful. Blood Axe got a level up, took Mighty Blow after the Claw, very sensible. And Glaw Giant Stomach, that rare Chaos Dwarf touchdown. No, sorry, that's not talking complete rubbish there. That was the previous person. Glaw Giant Stomach, the dirty player, picking up Kick to go making kind of a utility hobgoblin. What do you feel?
Yeah, we said that last week, didn't we? We were saying about Kick on a dirty player because you don't put them on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
so, I like it.
Once again, it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see how that pans out moving forward in the rest of the matches. Now, next up was a match you had a chance to watch.
Yeah, the Very Dead Corpses, the Necro team, 1920, which got those two lovely werewolves, against the good Amazon team, Proud Women, 1760.
Okay,
So
so here we
we'll
go.
see Babes and an Apo.
All right.
So the Wolves, how do you deal with these fast Wolves when you're a Amazon coach?
I think you've just got to try and just out-position as much as you can. Was that quad skulls?
Yeah,
Or
quad
what?
skull straight away for a thing.
Possibly a both down involved there as well, but it doesn't really help. I don't.
No, it was quad
Quad
skulls.
skulls. Oh,
Yeah,
it's rough.
yeah. But they managed to recover the ball and they managed to fail this catch.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so the Wolves were just really pinning them in, just everywhere where the Zons went, the Wolves could just reposition themselves. And the rest of the team, I know they're slow, but they just stayed sort of central and just wherever they needed to be, were just pushing to the sides whenever they needed to. That's unfortunate.
And that's a lot of skulls as well. That's a lot of skulls we've been
Yeah.
seeing.
Yeah, they didn't have very nice dice at all. And the strength 4 goal ends up scoring, which maybe he's been listening to me. Maybe he's been saying, "You
Wow!
need to show
Everyone
reaction."
gets up. Wow.
Yeah, they had one babe, but it's still good. So it's
Injury.
just
Can't KO.
bloodbath, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we got a movement 9 or 10 wolf. I can't remember what it is now. It's crazy good wolf, isn't it?
They're both
And
pretty good. Oh no! Get another F in
yeah,
chat there. You get another free lovely zombie.
yeah, it was just really, really harsh for the Zons. Basically, just the wolf just nicely easy runs it in for 2-0 with 4 turns left. With the Zons low on numbers,
You've got to be
it's just
thinking,
always going to be.
can you make it that 3-0? Well, that's going to help.
Yeah, yeah. The touchback helps because you can put it to whoever you want. But as you can see, look, he's in trouble straight away.
Yeah, just
they were fouling so many dodges. It was a joke. Just
that reminds me of a certain Challengers Cup match I watched not too long ago. But yeah, just able to get all the way through. Just a push there though. But it is frenzy, and tackle is there. Oh wow! It's just a massacre.
Yeah, when Zons implode, they tend to do it in style. So
and then
the other werewolf, the agility 4-1 comes in,
runs it home.
Good team.
That is just.
Well, I'm saying that on a good few of the teams I know. Another blitz. But again, these Wolves. I think I predicted one of them to die this week or get hurt, but that didn't happen. The old quad skull happened again.
Yeah, but the other side this time because you were looking. Was potentially going to be what 4-0 or something?
Maybe, yeah. If they could have done it. But yeah, I think they just go for a bit of a vanity pass here. Try to get a little bit of SPP. And it comes off.
Well, that's always nice for them right in the end there. So.
Yeah, level ups. I haven't got any notes for level ups, so maybe they didn't get any.
Too old for this. The zombie, number 12, the dirty player block, got another level up. Oh, that's that interesting situation where I'm assuming that's where you just end up in a situation where your dirty player then gets another 2 skills. It's always very slightly awkward.
I might take tackle on that. Or have they taken block?
They've taken fend. Oh,
okay.
Interesting. Use that as a defensive piece. Spicy. Then next up for the Proud Women, we've got a couple of deaths, an arm bust. Oh, it's horrible to see, and no level ups, unfortunately. So yeah, that's a rough match.
Yeah, they were 1760. I don't know what they are going to be coming into this week.
Yeah, well,
a lot lower than that.
I guess we're going to see. Next up, we have got a match I saw, which was the Sabertooth Vag 3.0 versus the Uruk Haikus. That's 1510 for the elves and 1990 for the orcs. So we saw a wizard and Eldril Sidewinder, that hypnotic gazing friend, joining them on the pitch. So let's take a look.
Eldril's normally good or terrible.
We see the elves getting off there as the orcs are able to get right under the ball. Quick snap not needed. I'm just able to move a little bit more forward. We see another fireball, even worse than the one we saw before. That is rough. That is rough. Good, solid choice there as well, but just didn't happen. So, but we do have lots of options. Just seeing this wood elf flip when you do the leap, it makes me think that they're about to fail every time they do it because they're spinning around midair. But not only did they not fail the leap, did not fail the blitz, getting a KO and freeing up that ball. Though it is not, well, there's very few places it could have bounced that was good there. We see a little bit of housekeeping here on Eldro, and once again he is taken out just on turn 5. So that is all of that inducement money gone, only a quarter of a way into the match. It is not what you want to see, and the Orcs are able to recover that ball and just get themselves into a position where they can just cage up and run it through.
Yeah, Eldril's 200, Wizards 150. That's 350 just down the pan, isn't it?
Yeah. We do also see here on this Elven push getting away from the sidelines, but we've got them kind of penned in on this early sidelines drive. Able to loop through well enough up until this tackle comes into play, unfortunately. And we do get through. Just setting up in a good position. Yeah. And
oh God,
off it goes.
Just keep rolling in ones.
To a not great place, really. We've been seeing some... Well, you can free it up from there, though. You can get some... it is... down it goes.
Well, fair play to the Orcs. They pushed them to the side and the balls ended up going off, and when it goes back onto the pitch,
another...
Yeah, the Orcs can recover.
Flipping leap. Getting through right at the end there for the 1 dice, but we are seeing these leaping incursions, not just from the Kislev earlier, but from these Wood Elf War Dancers now. But the ball bounces and lands on a Black Orc of all things, who is, as the turns goes on, bless him, trundling down the pitch. And we are seeing more and more of these failed dodges, unfortunately, as the people are getting away, and they do able to get down.
Black Orc had glory,
yeah. The rarest of things, a Black Orc touchdown from quite far down the pitch. Oh, we get to see him celebrate there. This was, well, yeah, you saw how it was there. It was a match where the discrepancies for inducements just were used up, and just leverage from the Orcs was able to put them in a position where they were just able to keep on squeezing and get the results that you saw there. In terms of perms, at the very least, we didn't get any for the elves. For the Orcs, a similar thing, no injuries at all. We did good at lineup for Hero Orki Sato, who took Dirty Player as a lineman. So that'll be interesting to see him perhaps getting the boot stuck in there. What do you think about that choice there? Do you prefer to keep your goblins as... Well, goblins can't be dirty players, but do you prefer, how do you feel about dirty player on this lineman as the last rookie on the team to finally get a skill?
It's okay, yeah. You need dirty players, don't you?
You do. Are you not tempted by a little bit of wrestle, maybe?
He hasn't got one.
Well, he's got one of them, but... Cool. Well, yeah, that's good.
You have to have a dirty player.
You do. That is true. That is true. I did get confused thinking that goblins could take it, but they can't. That's why these guys here are in Division 3, and I'm not. Speaking of matches in Division 3, you had a chance to watch some Khemri action, I believe.
Yeah, Pro Elf and Khemri. So we got the Pro Elves on 1400, but they had 2 loners, so they took the Wizard, and the Khemri are 1680. So let's have a look.
All right.
So this could have gone either way, I think. Elves with a Wizard against slow Khemri.
It's a very nice dichotomy of styles here.
Yeah, and the elves really do swarm in and force the Khemri to make some moves. And as you can see, the they're not doing tight cage because they're scared of the wizard, and because they're not doing a tight cage, it's allowing the Edge 5 dudes or whatever he is, Edge 6, just to run him wherever he wants.
But the push is not what was needed there. We get a nice little piling on here. Maybe
of course,
yeah.
He might get fouled as well. Oh no, this is turn 8. He just ends up running it in. But that was a hard drive for the Kenway because the elves just hassled them the entire half, you know.
And a riot to keep down the second half. Oh no, with riots to.
Oh no, yeah. So it gives them 2 turns to score.
Oh, that's
so this is turn 7, yeah. So as you see, all the Kenway are grouped up because he's had 6. He just, you know, runs backwards like you do. It's still a 2+ from there, I think it is. So this is a long run up for the blitz. He is strength 4. And he has got tackle. Yeah. Gets him. But there is still a chance for a recovery, but they couldn't do it. So second half, what are the elves going to do? Are they going to score early, or they're low on numbers? Are they just going to try to hold out for the draw? So again, the strength 4 blitzer coming in, we're piling on. He's a right handful, this guy.
Gets a stun, so it makes sense to go for that pile on, and it does it right on the lower back as he coup de grace into there.
That's a strength 4 elf as well. So for payback, there's only one thing to do when that piling on dude's on the floor.
That's pile on to him with the boots first.
And right. And get him, yeah?
No. Well, no. At least they weren't sent off. Wow, that's a long pass. Lord Fluoride, the star passer of this team.
He is, isn't he? And when you find the people with nerves of steel as well.
Yeah, and away.
He gets away.
Yeah, it's just.
So that's turn 12.
So they're going for it. They're going for that aggressive potential. There we go.
Save the wizard till turn 15.
Love that discipline.
So, yeah, can he capitalise on it? You know, can he get in there?
No, apparently not. He can just immediately injure Lord Fluoride. Oh no!
On a dodge that was.
And that attempt to. Oh dear. Oh well, there you go. That's a good way to cost someone a turn. We're seeing some rare touchdowns as we look at that elven booty and leave on that.
That just said to me that I don't want to get hit for another turn, so I'm just going to push you in the end zone.
Fair enough. We're looking here at the
badly hurt on Lord Fluoride.
We did get an armor bust, but on a loner, so that's not too much of a problem. Beachmaster or lineman going, so get another loner in for the sit-down boys next match. Next up, the Imperishable 4. Oh, the one of the Tomb Guardian, their block Tomb Guardian has got a level up.
Already a block. Yeah. So guard or mighty blow, it's going to be one of the two. Or maybe break tackle.
Yeah, interesting. Let's have a look.
Have they got a break tackle Tomb Guardian?
I don't think so. Oh, interesting. A movement up.
Nice.
Interesting.
Got to take it when it's there, yeah.
So
just scroll down. Has he just scrolled a bit? No, he hasn't got a break tackle too.
No, I imagine this is going to be the one, though, isn't it? Back from more Cetra has got to be eyeing up that break tackle to have a fairly decent high-level blitzer there, being able to move around. Cool. So that's all the matches. What this takes us to now is the leaderboard. Moved us out of the way just to get a view of everything. And as you can see, once again, we've got a lot of ties, a lot of people neck and neck here. VDC and a Grim Tail really capitalising on those wins that week to take them to the top of the table. Mad Frog and the Uruk Haikus both also taking the other 4 slots. But we've still got Berserk Hat-Tricks on 6 points, and there's still 3/4 of the table are within 3 points of the leader. So still very close. What do you think there, Rob?
Yeah, it does look like those top 5 could break away, but as you say, it's only a couple of points that could easily change around. Yeah. It's nice seeing a bit of bash, a bit of agility, and a mixture of those with the necromantic up there. Goblins, I'm like seeing do it in mid-table. So, yeah, it's good. And as I say, you guys are down the bottom. you can pull out of it no problem. It's believe in yourselves, man.
Indeed, absolutely. Still everywhere to play for. Next up, let's have a look at the predictions, both this week's and last week's. I've done a bit of a tweak to the spreadsheet, and I should probably get us away from that as well, so we can see lots of things. That would be smart.
So I was looking at yours. You've
done badly.
You haven't had any correct scores, which is unfortunate. But you've had quite a lot of correct results. So
yeah,
you're plugging away there.
I've added in a little bit the scores for this week as well, if you can see up here. Okay. So 3 points for me, 5 points for you this week. Right. Moving through. Coach Cool picking up 10. That's great. Mad Frog on 3. JCan on 3. Blainwood on 7. Hellenic on 2. Kiander on 4. Berserk, a big 9 there. Fernlaw on 10. Great score. Logix picking up 8. The Dr. Nick 11. That's big. That's 3 correct exact matches and 2. And similar for Innovation 1992.
25 points, Dr. Nick.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Indeed. Moving through. And yeah, I've got a little leaderboard. It's not automated. I've done it by hand. I don't know how much I'm going to keep it updated, since it's a bit of a pain. But we can approximately see where we are here. Now, as you can see, I'm very low down there, nearly at the bottom. But I don't need to beat everyone. I just need to beat you, Rob. And that's 9 points still to go. But as you've seen, you can get...
That can change.
Yeah, it can. The Dr. Nick doing excellently well. Just in general, 25 points is particularly well. And let's go back and take a look at.
Thanks for the reminders, guys, as well. Because we've missed out nearly on a couple of weeks. So, really, thank you a lot for.
Very appreciated. I had to roll. We're going to talk about this week. If mine are bad this week, it's because I had to roll out of bed and do it because I overslept. But the Dr. Nick getting the correct one for Grimtail and Trusting Gob and the Imperishable 4. Like, those are some good picks as well. Innovation 1992, once again, getting those two. And this one getting the Uruk Haikus. Yeah, some great picks. I'm glad everyone's kind of engaging and having a lot of fun with these picks. But next up, we should probably go through our predictions for next week.
I'm surprised we've both gone for the Wood Elves, actually, seeing as they are down the bottom and seem to be struggling. But
I think this.
I don't know. I can't remember where Warriors of Coney Island are on the table. Probably mid-table somewhere. 4 points, I can imagine.
Yes, the Warriors are currently, kind of mid to lower table there. So, but higher up certainly than the Elves. I just think that once again, this is a heart more than a head decision. Like, the Warriors of Coney Island have been holding up very well, but I just think those Wood Elves have just been knocked down. They've got, I know I kind of said this last week, but they've just got that agility advantage, and I think they're going to be able to pull it off this week. That's why I went with them.
I rushed through mine on the way to work this morning, like just before I was having my coffee, and did it on my phone, and so sometimes it can work out for you, sometimes it can backfire. But I thought the Wood Elves would win that one. And the next one, the Very Dead Corpses against the Sit Down Boys. We've both gone for the same result there.
Yeah, I mean, I think the VDC just had such a strong match this week. And they've got, they were able to take out Amazons relatively straightforwardly, and I think a lot of that is also going to apply to taking out Goblins. Now, it's a credit to Kiander, who is so good at manipulating that TV differential and just playing with the Goblins, that I've gone for 2-1 rather than a greater scored line. That speaks more to Kiander's skill with the Goblins as a team. But yeah, I do think I'm going to have to give this to the VDC.
Okay, I don't know why you're talking about Goblins there. You're getting a bit confused. It's Very Dead Corpses against Pro Elves.
That's right. I'm gonna. Should we leave that in, or should I cut that?
Yeah, leave it in.
Right. Okay. I saw Trusting God right underneath them, and got confused.
So Very Dead Corpses against Elves.
Elves. Well, that's similar. It's a similar argument.
Yeah, the Elves could give them a bit of a problem because the Wolves are not going to be, as mobile compared to other teams. but I still think the Corpses have got a win here. They just seem so strong. They really do. Nice bit of tackle on that Wolf as well. It's going to hurt them.
Absolutely.
So now we can talk about
Now
your
we can
lovely
talk
goblin.
about the lovely goblins. Everyone loves the goblins. The forefront of my mind at all times, impinging upon me with their little goblin eyes and teeth. And they've got the Imperishable 4, and of course I've picked them to not win because the Imperishable 4, I think, are going to be in a situation that they're good at dealing with dodge to some degree. They're good at dealing with just general positioning, and I'm giving them the nod.
All right, I can see the Goblins getting this. I think the ball and chains will cause a lot of problems for the Tomb Guardians moving around.
That is true.
They've got a little bit of inducement money, so I can imagine they're going to take. They probably got a Nuffle Altar as well, so they're going to get 100,000 off two players.
Only if it's there. Only if they're at home.
They are at home, yeah.
I think it doesn't. Isn't it randomised each time?
No, the team that's on the left should be at home if you've copied it from the Blood Bowl.
Oh, I have. Wow, I'm learning things every day.
I'm surprised you didn't know that. The team on the left is home side.
I've only just got my first Rebel Stadium like this past week. So.
Oh, okay. So they're at home with enough Altar, and that's why I'm going to tip them for the win there.
Sure.
They're good. The Goblins really are. I don't know if you've watched the match live yet, but you got to do it at some point in the season. They're really, really good.
Sure.
Zons versus Orcs, is that?
Yeah. I've gone with the Orcs 2-1. The Uruk Haikus were able to bash down a more agile team this week, and last week, and I think they'll be doing it this week as well.
I don't see a Zons win, but I've got to back them for the draw at least. Come on, Zons, you can get up there. Being a Zon coach myself, one of you two guys needs to pull it out. And that's why I picked them for the win the next game as well.
Sure. You've gone with the proud win over Tasty Tunes. Tasty Tunes just had, even though it wasn't necessarily a victorious one, the Tasty Tunes were able to hang in a way that I think is going to result in a 1-1 draw. Just both teams on their own drive scoring and able to hold up the other one.
Who are the Tasty Tunes? What team are they?
They are Underworld.
Okay, right. Okay. No, I think Cloud Women, you can do it, even though you've been beaten up. Bit of Voxana or whatever you're going to do. Yeah. You can do it.
The Altdorf Acrobato against Hatrix. I've gone for a draw here. I think this is going to be Altdorf getting on the board. Hatrix, Chaos Dwarves, good, strong win this week. But I just think some of that leaping positioning versus just that little bit of lack of movement because of the Chaos Dwarf little legs is going to end up in kind of a stalemate 1-1 is what I've gone for there.
Yeah, they struggled against that Pogoer this week, didn't they? Or last week. So, yeah. Go on, Acrobata, you can do it. First points on the table.
And then we've got Rebel Supremacy versus a Grim Tail.
And I normally always back Rebel Supremacy, but it's hard to do against that bloody Strength 7 Beast of Nurgle. So I've gone for the 1-0 win.
I've gone for...
Because they haven't been scored against yet. They've scored 3 and let in none.
Wow. That is... Have all their victories been 1-0 victories so far? That's...
Yeah. No, it's 2 wins and a draw, so it must have been a 0-0 and a 2-0.
Yeah, okay. So, I've gone for a high-scoring draw, possibly a bold ploy to try and get some more points on the table. But I can see Grimtail, just holding up. But once again, this might be another heart over head, but one of these quick score, counter score type matches is what the ether was speaking to me this very week.
All right.
Cool.
So I think we're done, are we?
I think that is everything.
Yeah, that's all from me. That's all, folks.
And we will see you on the pitch.